Hi, good morning, good afternoon, good Sunday. Today I'm doing kiwi, and clementine. Oranges, orange, kiwi, and I will add some pomegranate just to be safe, and a bunch of some of them are for snacking also. You gotta have stuff for snacking. So like grape and date. You stuff the date inside the grape. You can cut it. Stuff the grape inside the date. This. You see where it's gone? Squish it. And then complain these grapes are sour. They're actually sour. But it's okay. The texture is what I like. And these are for snacking. They won't make it into the salate. Um, why you're asking? I think it's too sour. And I already have a sour kiwi. The sugar quotient will be a little low. It will be very sorry. Though that's not necessarily a bad thing. Let's see. We'll finish the rest of them and then we will decide. So this goes into the bowl. Now the trick is to keep it all really cold. Everything should be really, really cold. Mm. So this goes into the freezer. I've always wondered why they don't make wine out of pomegranate juice. Does it not ferment well? Does it get fermented too much? Something else happens. You know the rules. If you're here, please come say hi. So I know you have joined the stream. Otherwise, there's no way for me to know what's going on. You should stick around. Tuesday is going to be some interesting stuff. I've got next week, I've got some carpentry on the rooftop. So you might get to, the stands are breaking. So you might get a chance to enjoy that experience. Okay. So pineapple, this goes in. Yeah, the only thing we're missing today is pineapple, honestly. Good friends of pineapples. Yeah, they're being missed. Them apples. What should I start with? Should I start with the vinaigrette? Put it for chilling. I think that's a good idea, no? So what I'll do is I will park these back in the freezer and we'll begin work on the vinaigrette, which is going to be cayenne oil. We'll use cayenne butter. Yeah, the cayenne butter. Butter. Apparently in Germany, they use the word butter. Butter. They don't say butter, they say butter. Butter. I have a German who lives in our society and I'm very tempted to take some German classes from her. So good morning is called Guten Morgen. Guten Morgen. I like it. So what we're going to do is let's make the cayenne butter. This is what's going to go in. Sorry, it doesn't look very appealing, I agree, but believe me, it's just top quality nutrition. All the vitamins, zinc, phosphorus, calcium, potassium, magnesium, sulfur, iron. The thing is, the seeds don't carry anything psychotropic. Yeah, the seeds are absolutely devoid of any psychotropic material. It's just good, great nutrition. Yeah, but you got to clean the seed really well. If you don't clean it, then you'll end up with oil that's contaminated. Now, what is it contaminated with? It's contaminated with what are called cannabinoids. Hold on. You get cannabinoids and carrots in broccoli. Cannabinoids are chemical compounds that engage with our nervous system. It's a part of our nervous system that is called the endocannabinoid system. And that's why they are called cannabinoids. So a lot of things have them. And the interesting thing is that almost everything engages with our nervous system. Okay, let's get to it. Some pepper, some black salt, and some regular salt. Now, the reason I'm doing this in this oil itself, in the cayenne butter, is so I have more control over the exact proportions. That's where I've been a little off lately. So I'm just making sure that I get the right. Okay, this is done. This goes in. Now I'm going to add to this my faithful cashews and dates, walnuts, everything that is left over at home. I'm just pouring it in. Okay. And I will put this to chill now. So this gets nice and cold. Look how it's coated so beautifully. Can you see? It's check this out. So it's become a nice, well coated. It's salted. It's this butter is very tasty actually. That's actually what brings the most amount of flavor to all the salads I make. I mean, you can eat salads as they are. They're called salate, Dini. That's the word, right? They're salted. No, it's too sour. It'll ruin the flavor. Let's get to the next chopping. We've got some kiwi and some um, oranges. Now, here is what's the difference between honing and sharpening. Your blade and you've got a sharpener. It's the amount of pressure that you apply and the number of times you do it. Now, in sharpening, what you're trying to at the microscopic level, it's become blunt. So you're going to rub off the edge to make it sharp. Are you following? It's a blunt edge at the microscopic level, and you rub the stone and you remove the metal, and the sharpness comes out. When you're honing, the edge, you already have the edge, it's just a little crooked. So you run a knife or a soft material gently, and you just line up the teeth or the cutting edge because the metal there is very thin. So you just once, twice. You would have seen they do this before they start chopping. That's called honing. They're not sharpening the knife. Interesting, no? Subtle difference. And you try this and you will love the new cutting experience. Your knife will glide through what you're chopping and it's a wonderful experience. The white part of this I'm going to remove. That doesn't go very well with. It's a little fibrous and sour also. In fact, this kiwi is very young. So it is, but I like to eat it. Nonetheless. But it's a little sorry. Not the best texture of the fruit. Salad is all about that. The texture. The flavors are going to be there. You're putting such great fruits and it's fresh and it's raw. So the flavor will be as real as it can be. Which incidentally is not real at all. There's nothing called flavor. It's a hallucination that our brain is creating. Yeah. We'll discuss this later. First, let's focus on the cut of the kiwi. Now, the cut is also a very important thing, which every sushi maker, eater, carpenter will agree. The cut is what decides what's going to come afterwards. As you can you see how gorgeously this is getting sliced? This is because of the honing. Knives are sharp, but they lie around, the metal gets hit here and there and it just bends the edge just enough for it to not cut straight. You just hone it a couple of times and then you watch the experience. You will love this new way of. Try it. Tell me what do you think about it? The idea is to chop everything, mix everything, chill everything, put the vinaigrette, and then eat. Typically, if you're not like peeling the fruits, I think within 45 minutes everything will be done. If you have company, that's really good because you can chat and you can cupify and you can discuss something. It's a wonderful place to have meetings, especially if you have a team and you want to have reviews with people. You should do that when you're cooking. Just don't be hungry while you're doing it, otherwise, you might lose your cool. Of course, that always happens, right? But the idea is now see this how beautifully this is cut. I'll get to the oranges next. These are actually clementines. These little small fellows. I'm sorry, I've already peeled them. You would have got a chance to see it, but that's okay. Some other time. They're smaller. They're small oranges actually. Mini oranges. Every market has its own word for it, but they're sweeter. They have small. In fact, some of them don't have seeds. I remember the first time I got them, they did not have seeds in them. It's like a seedless orange. So it's like a lemon, literally. I've tried. I want to try avocado. That's another thing which I want to try in a salad. I have not had a chance to really get to the bottom of that story. Okay. This is a horn knife, and as you can see, some floppy looking orange. It's getting sliced so beautifully. No? That's going to happen. If your knife is nice and sharp, you will go through. You will see meat cutters. People, when they're preparing meat, they do a lot of honing because meat, when it hits the bone, when the knife hits the bone, it blunts out the edge enough. So the guys keep honing it again and again. This is a thick part of the fleshy part of the fruit. Will be used for snacking. Mm. It had seeds in it. No wonder. Yeah. You know the rules. If you're here, please come say hi. So I know that you have joined in and we can chat. I will let this cool while I will answer a burning question: why I don't sell seeds and why I insist on making the oil, which is a very tedious job, as you have seen now if you've seen the live streams of the making of it. But why would you want to do that? And I've not just started it, this is my third year. I'll be finishing 4 years of making Kaiben, eating Kaiben, and it's been a fantastic experience. I managed to really upgrade myself, I would say. No, no, I'm not making this up. You may or may not want to buy the product, but the point I'm trying to make is that this plant, that's why the entire pharmaceutical industry is obsessed with it. Let me put this into the fridge, then we'll discuss this, okay? Bear with me. So the question is that why don't I make clean the seed and sell the cleaned seed? Okay? Why have I chosen to um why have I chosen this route? Where I'm insisting that you buy the finished product from me, which is the finished Kaiben oil, cold pressed oil, where the seeds have to be very clean, as in 100% clean. Not a single stem can pass through. And not just that, you've got to watch it, you've got to make it fresh. You can't just keep it and store it. You can't make the oil and store it. Its shelf life is relatively very, very low, extremely low. So, question is, why do I do it? Now, as you would have figured this out, if you sell raw grains, versus pizzas, the profits are higher when it comes to making pizzas. That's how supply chains work. But there's a catch. You have dependence on good quality wheat, on electricity, workers, people, systems, and obviously customers. Because the wheat maker, the guy you're buying wheat from, will have 50 customers. You'll have 200 customers. The guys who are using your pizza bases to make pizzas will may have 1,000 customers. The guys who are selling pizzas online generic through an app might have 10,000 customers. So the number of customers that you can scale and handle literally decides your capacity to serve and get your profits. But there's a threshold that it reaches when it comes to food. Case in point, mozzarella, cheese. Even today, all cheese is made by hand. Yeah, they put their hands in, move the water, move the milks. Yeah, they've got skins falling off into the mix. You can talk about hygiene as much as you want, but the point is that it's humans who make this food. This food that is being made by humans has a upper limit. There's a certain amount of hours that a human can work. He also needs holidays, and so you're getting it's like a mother. So think of it like a chicken that's going to give eggs. So the story of farming this kind of a business model changes when it comes to food. As long as there's no that big bikers who are like showing off their bikes. So as long as food is coming to you from someone who's taking accountability for it, you can be sure you're getting good quality food. And therein lies my profit margins. So by selling you seed, I don't solve the problem because the human body cannot absorb more than 10% of nutrition of the seed, which is by the oil. So my challenge is to give you the maximum impact, highest bang for your buck. So I take the brunt of executing what is called the food manufacturing process, wherein you have to handle stresses. It's like running an aircraft, an airline. You have to manage the aircraft and everything, and you as a customer can just sit back and chill. So similarly, I take bear the brunt of making sure that the seeds are clean, they're pressed weekly twice, they're bottled nightly in good hygienic conditions, and delivered to you. All of this is taken by me. So therefore, the profit margins automatically are mine. Unfortunately, in this case, the profit margins are still not reflecting because the seed has become so expensive and it is going to continue to rise in price. But that's all right. Um, Once I can take control of growing the seed, then I can take control of the price of it. Till then I can't. Anywho, so let's get to the finished portion of our salate. That's going to be a mix and match of everything now. Just cut everything, chill everything, mix everything, bounce everything, and eat everything. Are you hearing the big bikes? I have no idea why they're streaming right now. I would say they're also streaming, right? I mean, everybody has their own way of fulfillment, I guess. I'm making salad. Oh, the smell has just hit me. That's one of the things that really happens. I wanted to try that with kaiben, without kaiben. I have a very strong feeling that these fats, when they hit the fruit, they bring some kind of something happens to the fruit. It becomes it becomes tastier by a measure. It's a huge factor. It's crazy. Let's see what this will taste like. And by the way, there's no sugar in this. I've had no kakwi, no honey, no nolan gur. You can add any of the three. All three of them are as good as each other, whatever your flavors are. So this is a much lighter salad. This should be more fruity. I've used little lesser kaiben, but everything is nice and chilled. That's what I was betting on. I wanted everything to be really, really cold. Mm. The salt is just perfect. Amazing. Good food. But a seed has come through, and I've just chewed onto a clementine seed. It's a little bitter. So that's it. I think they're taking their bikes for a walk. That's what is happening. See, the bikes are becoming too much. They sit at home all day, so they're taking them out for a run. Mm. So that's me, and I'll see you again tomorrow 12:30. The brand new effort. See you, bye.